Hello, my name is Sean Ennis from Ennis Management, and thank you for joining me once again on the Creative Collective. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Today I'm joined by a very special guest, musician and club owner out of Phoenix, Arizona, Brash the Brilliant.
Hey, what's good, world? I appreciate y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, man. Shout out to Sean Ennis. He's doing a great, big thing for artists that are up and coming, independent. And I just want to shout out to y'all, too, as well, that are listening. Make sure you guys are being brilliant, stay positive, and show love. Naturally attract what you want in this world.
Absolutely. And, you know, I really love your positive message. And so you're actually trying to make music now without cursing?
Yeah, I mean, if you check my last couple songs, I got some more coming out, but I got this song out right now. It's called Sapiosexual. It's doing extremely well on Spotify. It's got like 170,000 views last time I checked it. It's doing pretty good on YouTube. We got the video out right now. It's got about like 4,000 views on the YouTube, and it's clean. It's no cussing. I didn't have to edit or nothing. We got the radio stations actually playing it too as well, out here in Phoenix, Arizona. We got a couple that picked it up in California, also in Philadelphia. So it's making its way around. You know, it's a grind, but that's actually what I'm doing. I want to be able to make more music that's more just friendly, like world friendly, like everybody can listen to it. Your grandma will dance to it, you know?
Certainly. And now, I think I know the meaning behind it, but what does say it again? Say the title of the song.
It's called Sapiosexual, and a sapiosexual is a person that's attracted to intelligence. So I feel like a lot of people these days, we're kind of very shallow, or our eyes fool us, our eyes deceive us all the time. You see something and you believe it for what it is, and it's not always that case, you feel me? So I believe as people, we should be more than meets the eye. We should have depth to us as far as our soul, our intelligence, our mind, our body, you feel me? There should be more depth to us than just what a person could see. My mom always told me, you know, don't judge a book by its cover. So that's pretty much what the song is about.
And can you talk a little bit about the music video?
Yeah, so the music video is very, it's intriguing if I had to put a word to it. It's very intriguing, very exhilarating as far as how the scene switched. So we shot it at this place. It's called the Laboratory. Funny thing about Laboratory, it's also known as a bathroom. But it's a creative arts facility in Phoenix, Arizona. Shout out to Bill Tollison. He's the creator of the building. I'm actually an influencer for the place too as well. So make sure you check it out, laboratoryphx.com. That's the website. If you go on that website, you can type in my name, Brash the Brilliant, in the code, and you actually get a discount for admission for the place. So make sure you guys check that out too as well. You got to see the spot. So anyways, back to the video. It's shot in the laboratory, and the place is very exhilarating as far as like the creative arts, and it's very pristine, very I just gotta say, it's just intriguing. It's a very nice place to shoot at. The colors are beautiful, the lights. As far as the video, it pretty much shows like how a person could be just attracted to, you know, what they see physically, but they actually end up going to someone that's you know, has more substance to them. Like my character in the video, you know, I'm attracted to the girls that I see are very pretty in the beginning, and then I end up resulting back to, you know, the doctor that's in the facility for the bathroom. And then my bro Prejean, who's also in the video too as well, we shot the scenes in the library, so he's attracted to the librarian as teaching him knowledge about reading books and opening his mind and stuff like that. So that's what the video is about. It's very fun. You just got to check it out for yourself. It's Brash the Brilliant, Sapiosexual, featuring Prejean on YouTube.
And it sounds like you have a few acting scenes in the music video.
Oh yeah, I've done acting classes in the past, so I'm definitely you know, I can get my acting on and my character and stuff like that. So there's some different acting scenes. Like I said, there's definitely like doctors, librarians. You know, in the beginning, I'm kind of like a nerdy type of person, and you know, I switched to myself and everything. So you'll see different actings and cameos in there and stuff like that. That's just a really good video. You gotta check it out.
And how did you pick your stage name?
Brash the Brilliant. Okay, so Brash actually came from my gamer tag. My gamer tag was Brash for a reason, and how that started was a lot of people, they always call me like cocky or arrogant, and I never felt like I was that person. I was just confident in who I was as a person. So I looked up in the dictionary, words for like cocky, arrogant, or whatever, and I found the word brash. I really liked it, so I took that word brash, something that was bad and negative, and I made it good. I made it into an acronym. Brash stands for be real and show heart. So that's what I took the bad and made it good. And then the brilliant came from one of my close friends. His name is Monty Mogul, also known as Pop Soul. I like to freestyle and put words together. I'm kind of nerdy when it comes to this rap stuff sometimes because I just obsess with it. So I was freestyling one day and he came upstairs and he's like, "What's up, Brash? Brash the Brilliant?" And it just kind of stuck. I ran with it since then.
No, I like the acronym. That's really creative.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Now, you were born someplace kind of crazy, right?
Yes, I was actually born in Japan, Yokosuka, Japan, on a Navy base. So shout out to my parents, they're veterans. Shout out to everyone that's actually serving for our country. That's a big thing to me. I'm very adamant about the respect. I was raised on morals, sir, ma'am, just being very formal and at the same time being respectful. Like, we're all people. Feel me? So we're all equal to each other, but our elders and the people that serve the country, they deserve the utmost respect because it's a big deal. It's a big sacrifice that they're doing, their time, their lives. They're sacrificing everything for our safety. So a big shout out to our veterans.
Absolutely, absolutely. They certainly do deserve our respect.
The utmost, most certainly.
And where are you located now?
So I'm located in Phoenix, Arizona. I actually grew up in California for 18 years, and I moved to Phoenix, Arizona in 2008. So after I graduated high school, I've been out here ever since. I went to Glendale Community College. I got an associate's degree in journalism and general studies there. And then I spent a little time at ASU, so I did that for a little bit. I got a year left at ASU, so I eventually want to go back. But I've always wanted to go back on a reality show. I just think it would just be super funny, super interesting. So I plan on getting my bachelor's, but I want to do it as a reality show. So that's in the works very soon. I actually been writing some stuff for that too as well, because reality is, you gotta have some scripted stuff. So I got some funny stuff for that. That'll be coming out very, very shortly. We're about to pop with this music that we got out.
Excellent. Now, what inspires you to make music?
Honestly, I started doing music when I went back home to California. It started in 2013. There was a backyard boogie, and there was 200 people there. I was going back home from Phoenix, back to California to visit my family and kick it with my friends. And they had a backyard boogie going on in California. It's kind of popular. They always have house parties and everything. And so the DJ came up and he was playing some music. And there were a couple artists that came up and performed, and they did some songs, but I didn't really feel like they was rocking the crowd. So the DJ actually after that, he's like, we're just gonna play some instrumentals for a minute. If anyone wants to come up and say anything, they can. And it's a couple minutes go by and nobody's doing nothing. And I'm in the back with my friends getting litty in the city and everything, and they like, Tariq, this is before I was Brash, they just called me Tariq, but that's my government name, Tariq Martinez. They're like, Tariq, go up there and freestyle. And I was like, I'm chilling with y'all right now. They're like, go up and freestyle. So they finally convinced me and twisted my arm, and I went up and freestyled, and I just freestyled for just 5 beats straight. Just 5 beats straight. I didn't stop. DJ switched the next one, and by the 5th beat, people were like, man, he's still rapping. And I put the mic by my side after the 5th one, and just everybody gave me a round of applause. The whole 200 people in the backyard, but it was crazy. And that feeling for me, I just been chasing it the rest of my life. It was better than sex, better than drugs. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. It was overwhelming. So that was a big turning point for me to actually take this music seriously as far as writing songs and making it. But I love doing music, honestly, because it's so beautiful to express myself, and then it always keeps me busy, so I'm never bored. I'll be recording sometimes and get the first song done or the second song done, and I'm like, whoa, time is irrelevant to me. It doesn't even matter at that time when I'm recording. So it just really keeps me busy. I'm fun. I'm intrigued by it. So that's my explanation for why I do music.
And was that your first time in performing in front of an audience?
You know what? If I actually go back to like think about it, as far as like performing and rapping in front of people, yes. I've done like freestyles or whatever, like at the lunch, you know, but nothing in like in front of a big audience like that. I've done, like I said previously, like acting classes, so I've been in plays and skits, but that was the first time that I actually showcased, you know, I could do this music stuff in front of people, and the acceptance for it was just overwhelming.
And what's that? I always like to ask performers, what's that experience like performing in front of a live audience? What are you feeling and what's going through your head when you're on stage?
To tell you the truth, mine is an outer body experience. I feel like, because I'm a little bit of a ham, so like you got to see one of my shows before you pass. Like it's just that type of experience. I'm just having so much fun, and I know that people are looking at me having so much fun that they're having fun. But mine is just an outer body experience, like when I'm in front of people and they listening to me public speak to them, and then also go into my songs, like it's just overwhelming for them. And I make sure that I'm giving them substance, something that'll actually better themselves. So I know not only am I having fun, but I'm actually doing good in the world. So it's overwhelming to be able to do that and to see people react to it, because they don't always expect that. I mean, if you listen to a lot of the music that's out, or even what the artists talk about, it's not of substance, it's more destructive. And I actually want to build souls and lives and families. I want to change people for the better.
Yeah, I think, you know what, I was born in the 80s, so when I was growing up, there was a real heavy R&B presence in terms of pop culture, and I think it offered a good balance to, you know, the gangster rap that was pretty prominent. Having that balance of R&B on the radio, they'd switch it back, play one and play one, I think is really important. And I do think that, I think there's plenty of room for having music in pop culture with a positive message.
Yeah, no doubt. And to tell you the truth, like life is about balance, you know. So I'm not a saint that's always gonna do good or always make the most listenable songs as far as something that's friendly or whatever. Because I have songs in my past that you know, aren't the most kid friendly and things like that. You feel me? So life is really about balance. But I feel like you should always be putting out more good than bad, you know, because that's what you're actually gonna attract. And don't get me wrong, like when I go out to the club and with my girl and we're dancing and we're drinking a little bit, I'm listening to the stuff that's on the radio and I'm dancing to it too. So I'm no saint to be a person that's listening to it as well, but I feel like you have to have a balance in your life with the good and the bad, and you should always have more good, so you're actually being more positive in your life instead of putting too much destruction and negativity in it. You feel me?
Certainly, absolutely. Having positive energy around you is really important. What would you say makes you different from other artists?
I feel like my purpose, like I know what my purpose is. I know what I'm here to do. I'm very motivated. You know, I hop out my bed, ready to work. I have vision boards. I have goals. You know, I'm 29 years old. I look like I'm like 17, you know, like super young. But I also have like business ventures, you know, things like the clubs. I have other things that I've invested in stocks. I make sure that I'm educated with my business. I'm very patient with how I move, and I'm very careful. And I know my time's gonna come.
All right, you mentioned the club. I want to talk about that for a moment.
Oh yeah.
Can you talk about your club?
Yes, so I have a venue. It's known as The Platform. It's in Phoenix, Arizona, on like 16th Street and Thomas. And what it is pretty much that it allows any person to be able to rent out the venue for a very affordable price. Because if you go to the whole thing with how The Platform came apart was, not only was it on my vision board back in 2015, and it just opened up this year, but the whole thing was, you know, as the upcoming artist and being independent, they want your numbers to look a certain way. They want you to have a certain draw. And I was getting a lot of no's. I was getting some yeses, but I was getting more no's. So I was like, okay, well, I want to have a venue to where when I want to perform, my fans are going to show up, and I don't have anybody telling me no for when I want to perform or have a listening party. And then at the same time, it allows other people that are getting in that same type of situation to be able to throw an event at my venue too as well, whether it's a quinceañera or to do a yoga class or a local artist show or poetry or comedy night, whatever it is. It's just a platform for you to be able to showcase your talent, because that's what I want. And I didn't really have opportunities like that when I was first upcoming. After a minute, I got linked up with people that I could throw something at the hookah bar once a month and take all the proceeds to feed the homeless, and I didn't make anything off those shows. I gave it all back, just to the community, and put that good positive energy in the earth. And I just feel like God and the universe is just giving it back to me, and more than I can handle. You feel me? Like, he's always opened up the floodgates and the blessings just pour through, and that's really how it happens. That's why you want to put as much good out there as you possibly can. Of course, we all have faults. We all kind of fall short, and we have bad times, whatever. But being as good as possible as you possibly can, like it just makes sense that it's going to come back. That's just how the universe works.
Now, I heard you mention something about your charitable works. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So it was like, I think it was 2016 or 2017. What I did is I put on the show once a month. It was at this hookah bar. It's called Club Hookah, and it was funny because it was right across the street from where I lived in Phoenix at this apartment. And I just went in there one day and I asked the guy, I was like, hey, I'm just looking for a place to just showcase my talent, and I'm not looking to make any money off it. I actually want to take all the proceeds and give it back to the homeless. And he's like, well, business is kind of slow. I'm not able to really keep people in here like that. I'll give you first date and let's see how you do. And the first date we packed it out. We had 100 plus people. It was like 120 people that it hold, and we had 103 people. I still remember it to this day. And after that, he's like, okay, well, once a month, I want you to go ahead and start doing this and everything like that. And I'll take my split, and you can do whatever you're going to do with the rest of it. And I just took my half or whatever and just gave it all back to the homeless. We would go get them fried chicken. And Fry's, there's a grocery store called Fry's up there. So we would do that month. We'd get them fried chicken. And then after a minute, I teamed up with his name is Big Cuz Catering. Shout out to Big Cuz. He's still doing it. So he's been feeding the homeless for like 2.5 years consistently straight, like no months off. He does it every month. So big shouts out to him. But he saw what I was doing on social media, and he's like, hey, let's partner up and link up, and we can feed even more. And I'm like, I'm down. Like, so I was taking my portion from the shows, and I was linking up with him, and he would cook barbecue and hot dogs and hamburgers. So it was homemade. It was even better for the people, So it worked out great. I was still doing that. I still every now and then, because I believe in always giving back and stuff, like kind of kick Big Cuz a little portion to go help out with the homeless, because I don't always have the time to go out on that Saturday that he does feed the homeless every month. But I did that for a year straight. We had a year straight of shows, and it's always a blessing to be a blessing. That's what my bro Prejean told me. So I just try my best to be a blessing in people's lives. I know it's a big impact.
Absolutely, and that's really incredible. I definitely want to commend you for that.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Now, you mentioned something else that I want to talk about. Can you explain for people who maybe aren't familiar, what is a vision board?
Oh man. Okay, so the vision board thing it's remarkable, and I actually found out about it through the book The Secret. You can also watch The Secret on Netflix too as well. If you're not a big book reader or whatever, The Secret is on Netflix, so you can definitely watch that. And pretty much what a vision board is, goals. A lot of the times you got to write down it so you can visualize it and you see it, and it's about feeling it. You could speak it, but it's really about feeling it. That's what your affirmations are. So like when I wake up in the morning, the first things I say is, abundance is my divine right. I am health. I am wealth. I am love. I am music. So those are my I am statements, and those are the things that I put out into the universe, and those are the things that I attract. But more importantly than me saying them is I feel them. I feel that I already am healthy. I feel that I'm wealthy. You feel me? I feel that I am love. I feel that I am music. I feel it. So your mind and your heart have to naturally attract and feel it, and that's how it just comes to you. It takes some time. It's not going to happen overnight. I made a vision board. Some of the things I put on there, I put a club. I put an RV. I put my own studio. I have a studio now in my house, and it just travels with me. So I put like a Porsche 911. I put a Grammy. You know, those are just some of the things I have. And I read sometimes is if your goals don't scare you, they're not good enough. So you really got to have things that people would even say. Like I even put on my vision board a diamond album. And that's like super rare for an artist to have that. But I'm going to get that because I believe it and I feel it. And I put it out into the air. So I really recommend, you know, whoever's listening to this, at least check out The Secret at least once, whether you do the book or the movie. And it's going to kind of open your eyes a little bit more. And it's real. Like everybody who's doing something in their life positive or reached to the top, or, you know, people have idols and people that they look up to. The secret is what they're using. And anybody will tell you that. It's big having that mind, that soul, and that heart connection to being able to attract what you naturally want. Because at the end of the day, we are magnets.
Man, that is so powerful.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you giving me the platform to be able to talk with everyone and just share this information, because it's universal knowledge. My mom always told me, she's like, forge your own way and then like make a path, like leave breadcrumbs. So I want people to be as successful as I am. I'm not the type of person to be like, oh, I'm a crab in a bucket or I gotta reach this first, because it's not who does it first, it's who does it right.
Absolutely, 100%. Now, when you were speaking before, you mentioned something else that I wanted to touch on. Now, myself, I work with musicians and getting them trained on how to be their own booking agent and getting them familiar with the process of being a performing artist and putting together tours. Can you explain what a draw is?
Yes, so a draw is the amount of people or the crowd that you can actually bring to a venue. So you know, when I was first getting started, I could only bring like 10 or 15, you know. So, but now when I perform, I could bring 50 plus, sometimes even 100 to a venue if I give them enough time and date in advance. And it doesn't matter where I go, I could bring that to the arena, you know.
And there's just so many musicians that don't understand kind of the music venue business. They believe that if they have good music, that venues are just supposed to want to book them based on their good music, and they don't understand that venues make money based on people paying to come into the venue, and of course if they sell alcohol, they make money that way. But someone who owns a venue or a booking agent or a promoter, they're not necessarily going to book a musician because they like their music. That's just not how that business works.
It's about your brand. It's like when you hear BMW or you hear Benz, or I know the value of that. So when they say your name, Brash, yeah, he could do that. I know he's got that many views, or he's got this many crowd, and he's got how many thousand followers? You feel me? So your name is your brand. It's your everything. You feel me? So no matter what you're doing, every step has to be calculated as far as developing your brand and your name. And that's what is very reputable, because your reputation is everything.
Absolutely. So let's talk about your new single.
Yes, the Sapiosexual.
Correct.
Yes, so that song is on Spotify. You could definitely check it out right now. I didn't really like Spotify at first, but I got like my first big check from the Spotify streams, and I was like, I like Spotify. So definitely check it out on Spotify. Also, Apple Music is available too as well. iTunes. Sapiosexual is just that song where you're looking for more than just looks in a person. It's about bringing the intelligence out of a person, and that person giving you some knowledge and some intelligence too as well. It's featuring my bro Prejean, so he's singing on the hook. He's also rapping as well. I'm rapping as well too as well. It's just a dope song, man. Like, you just gotta check it out. That's just like, I could tell you all day about it, but you just gotta watch the video. You gotta check it out, and make sure you share it too as well. Everybody that's listening is really big as far as helping an independent artist. When you share, like, it helps so much. It spreads like a wildfire. It's like spreading a spider web, and it goes a long way. So I appreciate everyone that is listening. Make sure you subscribe to Sean's Ennis channel too as well. Show some love to him. Drop some notes in the comments. I'm gonna be in the comments too as well, so say hi to me, and I definitely will respond back to you.
And break down the meaning behind the title.
Yeah, sapiosexual. So it's a person that's actually aroused by intelligence. So you're looking for more than what meets the eye in a person. You're attracted by intelligence, what someone could teach you, what someone could bring to the table as far as knowledge or building your soul, as far as like meditating or praying together. However you feel that you can get to your higher self, your higher subconscious.
And can you talk about the music video?
Yes, the music video. So it is on YouTube. Make sure you check it on there. And we shot it at the laboratory. So shout out to Bill Tolson at laboratoryphx.com. You can check it out if you ever want to go visit the laboratory. And it's just a beautiful scenery. It's like a creative arts place. And in the video, I actually see a person that's, he's attracted to just by what he sees at first, but then he ends up falling in love with someone that's more educated and can teach him more in his life.
Absolutely. And you have some performance acting scenes in the video as well, correct?
Yes, I definitely do. You'll be able to see things such as like doctors and librarians in the video. You also see me being kind of like like a kind of nerdy, and then I switch into my normal self and everything, and I find out what actually really intrigues me and what can keep me around in the one.
Who are some of your major musical influences?
Tupac is definitely one. I'm a big Tupac fan. I really like J. Cole too as well. I think J. Cole's super dope. I do like Eminem too. Eminem is crazy. I am in front. He got like some of the crazy shock value stuff, but I can recite so many Eminem lyrics. What's funny about rap is my parents, they actually didn't allow like secular rap music in my household. I was growing up, Christian home. We didn't do secular music. That wasn't allowed. And my Uncle Poolie is the one that introduced me to like Eminem and Tupac, and I would sneak the stuff in the house just to listen to it and put it in my headphones and my Walkman when my parents weren't around and stuff. But those are some of my big influences. I also like Prince too as well. I've been listening to a lot of Prince lately. I like Justin Timberlake. I like Black Bottom Lighters. They're like a rock local group out here in Arizona. They're doing pretty well too as well. Let's see who else I like. I like old school Britney Spears. I can mess with some Britney Spears, some NSYNC. I like NSYNC too as well. I'm very like cultured as far as music. Like, I don't just stick to just rap. I even like classical music, like Beethoven. I started playing violin when I was 9. So I listen to a little bit of everything. I feel like that's what makes you a more cultured and a better artist if you are more open-minded. If you like go to my preset radio stations, is like 89.5, which is classical music, 94.5, which is like 80s rock and pop music and stuff like that. So you'll see more of that than you do see more like hip-hop music, unless I'm listening to like myself or Tupac.
Now, what made you want to be an artist and start creating your own original music?
Yeah, it was definitely like going back to the story with me going back home to that backyard boogie and rapping in front of those couple hundred people, just freestyling off the top of my head. Like, that was my changing point right there. I want to go ahead and have this feeling all the time where I could rock out stadiums and crowds of people and just put good life into them, and then at the same time showcase my talent. So that would definitely be it.
And now, you recently had a tour in California?
Yeah, I was actually in California for a week. Shout out to Music Changing Lives. His name is Josiah Bruni. He actually has a program which helps less fortunate kids, like in elementary, middle school, and high school, that might not receive the best care as far as home, being at home, and they might not have the proper times to be able to be at school, so they might struggle with that. So what Josiah does with Music Changing Lives is he makes sure that those kids attend school, that they're at school every day, and he also gives them opportunities such as scholarships to go to colleges, to make sure that they acquire their goals doing music. So all the kids that we performed for were at UC Riverside, so they came every day. During that week of the tour, they came to UC Riverside, and they let me and my bro Prejean talk to them as far as like giving them a positive light, what they can expect coming up for high school and college, or if they're already in high school, what they can expect for college and life after college. And we pretty much just informed them with, being conservative with your time, making sure that your time is count, that your steps are calculated. We told them about affirmations and vision boards, and these kids are very bright. They had very interesting questions, made me laugh. And then after that, we also got to perform for them. So we performed some of the new songs like Sapiosexual, I Feel Sorry, Weight of the World, just good, positive songs with a message for the kids. And it was really dope. We got to do that for a week in California at UC Riverside. So shout out to UC Riverside for having us, and shout out to Music Changing Lives too as well. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, that certainly sounds like a wonderful service or organization. And you're currently going to school right now, is that correct?
I'm currently not in school right now. I'm actually more working on like my music. I also work at American Express right now too as well. So, make sure you pay your bill. I'm gonna come collect now. But I also work at American Express. I have the venue, the platform, and I also do my music too as well. I'm actually on break from school right now. I want to go back to school. I got 1 year left to complete my bachelor's, so I'm expecting to do that very soon. I want to do it as like a reality show, so I'm looking forward to having that done very soon. I'm going to have to talk to like VH1 or MTV to get that in the works, but Brash, the brain going back to school, we got to do that one.
That sounds like a great idea, and I would definitely tune in to see that.
Certainly.
Now, could you briefly describe your music making process?
Yeah, as far as like me making music, the first thing is gonna be like I freestyle on the beat. I just feel like that's just the most organic way for me coming up with music. So I listen to a beat a couple times. I'm very picky with my beat selection, so if the beat don't get my head to nod in like the first 10 seconds, I won't even like spend time to work on the beat. And the reason why is because I have to listen to the beat at least 100 plus times, sometimes more, is like 1,000 times before I actually, okay, this is a piece of work that I actually want to put out, that I'm proud about, and that I feel represents my image and my marketing and everything as much as possible. But so I'm very picky with the beat. If I hear the beat, I gotta buy the beat exclusive. I gotta get the contract. For me, I gotta make sure I got all the publishing right as that. One with the beat publishing, got to be over there. Win Team Entertainment for the LLC, for the label. So that's all gotta be on there. Make sure it's all good with the BMI, so I get my songwriting credits. Also get paid for the stream. So that's all gotta be on there. And then as far as like the music process, as far as the hook, is gonna be freestyle. Like I'm gonna come up with the hook freestyle, and then from there I'm gonna go ahead and start breaking it down bar by bar with writing my rhymes. I usually write in my phone. I used to write in my rhyme books. Man, I lost so many rhyme books before. Like I've cried how many of the rhyme books I lost. Like dope stuff. So I just put everything in my phone now and just send it up to the cloud. So if I ever lose or switch my phone, it's always in my phone. So that's a good thing about that. But yeah, it's gonna be freestyle with the hook first. I'm gonna come up with a concept from there, and then I'm just gonna break it down bar by bar. It could take me sometimes a day to up to maybe a month or two to finish a song to make sure that it's perfect. But I don't put a time limit on it, because music is timeless as itself. So you really can't put like a time limit how long the song takes, but it's got to be as perfect as possible. I mean, nobody's perfect besides God, but it's going to be as perfect as possible.
Now, what are some of the main topics or themes of your music?
Yeah, so with Brash the Brilliant, it all goes back to my marketing. So a lot of my songs have to do with brilliance. They also have to do with being brash. So sometimes being real and show hard is just exactly what you're gonna hear on the song, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. But I'm always gonna be as truthful to my product as possible, and also to my consumers that listen to my music. So you're gonna hear some truth. You're gonna hear some brilliance. You're going to hear some funny and some witty stuff too, but at the end of the day, it's still all true, because all jokes contain true shit.
Now, let's talk about what has been your biggest challenge in your music career that you've faced, and how have you been able to overcome that challenge?
I think the biggest challenge that I faced was in the beginning, as far as like getting the shows that I want. Now I can just pretty much just perform at my venue and bring my crowd there, so that's always good. Another thing is just making sure that everybody's all aligned and all my stuff is in front of the people that I want to see. So just having that mass crowd, and it's coming. You feel me? I don't feel like it wouldn't come, because if I ever felt like it wouldn't come, I wouldn't have even picked up the mic and did it in the first place. But I would definitely say like just getting booked for shows. That's the reason why I made the platform. Now I got the platform, so I don't stress about shows. Now it's just making that good content and making sure that it's seen by the masses. Having it advertised and marketing right is everything too as well. So making sure that I reach my niche. I got a little sharper on like my Facebook ads and seeing my fans build up from there too as well. So it's a process, but you gotta love the grind and trust the process.
Now, what advice do you have for a musician just starting out in their music career?
My biggest advice is have a budget. That's the biggest advice I can give, because you could put out so much music, but if you don't have the right budget for it, it's just gonna fall on deaf ears. So just you and your homeboys are gonna enjoy it, and it's not gonna really reach the people that you want to reach. I mean, just with a couple of dollars a day, you could reach fans of who your music sounds like on Facebook, on Instagram. So having a budget with your product is big. Invest into yourself. Really invest into yourself. Save up. Instead of spending a dime sack on your medical expenses, getting litty or whatever, or getting that drink, put that little $5 or $10 away and put it into a Facebook ad or an Instagram ad, or save it up for a feature, whatever you need it for. But invest it into your music. Stay true to yourself. You feel me? Don't feel like you have to fabricate. Another thing, I feel like a lot of people, and when I listen to the radio, you sound like somebody that sound like somebody. Like, stay original. Don't try to mimic someone else, because that stuff, you might get hot because you sound like somebody for a minute, but where are you after a while? Like, I could say the same thing for like Designer. Like, when he came out with Panda, it was hot, it was smacking, but everyone's like, they thought it was Future, but now where's Designer at now? You feel me? So stay true to yourself. That's what lasts long the most. That's what longevity is. Like Nas, he's original. He's been around forever, since the 90s. Jay-Z, you feel me? Pac would still be out if he was still alive. Eminem, like, they've been out for ages, but because they've always stayed original and stayed true to themselves. So invest into yourself, stay true to yourself, sound original, and those are the best advice that I have to. Oh, and have a budget. Yeah, definitely. Those are the best things that I have to give an advice for, like, an independent artist coming up.
And can you share your social media links?
Yeah, you can check me out on Brash the Brilliant, BRASHDA, and then BRILLIANT. So Brash the Brilliant. You can put that in Instagram, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music. I'm gonna pop up, pull it on there. You'll be able to see my music. YouTube. The only one that's different is my Twitter, Brash for a reason. BRASH, the number 4A, and then So Brash for a reason on my Twitter. Everything else is Brash the Brilliant. I also have a website too as well. So winteament.net. I believe that God put you here to win. Like winning is your birthright. So I do have a company called Win Team Entertainment. So you can check us out on that website, winteament.net. You can put that in there, and you can subscribe. You'll be able to be entered in for like drawings and giveaways. You'll see the next upcoming shows. We got a big show on May 24th. Me and my bro Prejean. It's a no cap graduation party, so that's gonna be on Versailles Palace. It's like a new venue, 4344 West Indian School Road. That's the address. If you're in Phoenix, make sure you pull up to that event. It's gonna be super packed, 500,000 people in the audience. So come party with us. It's gonna be turned up.
Now, what is the best way for other artists, fans, and producers to get in contact with you?
The best way to reach out to me is definitely like Facebook, Tariq Brash Martinez. So that's my government name right there. You can find me on there. Also hit me on Instagram. I have like all my notifications come to Instagram, so you can hit me on there. My email, winteament at gmail.com, so you can hit me on the email as well. I got a phone number too as well, so I'm not shy about that. My phone number, 714-727-9640. So hit me up if you're looking to book the, or you just want to talk, someone to teach you something new. I'm glad to share the knowledge that I have and what I learned, and hopefully we can both learn from each other and build from that too as well. So give me a call or hit me on the social media, wherever's easier for you. I'm not shy.
Now, is there anyone you'd like to acknowledge for offering financial or emotional support to you during your music career?
I gotta say big shouts out to my mom. My mom was like one of the biggest influences for me when I felt like I was gonna lose it. She always had my back and supported me. Shout out to my partner, Ty Twin Gibbons. He's my partner that I have with the platform. Shout out to Prejean. He's definitely a big influence in my life. We got a great song together. He's always helped me out too as well, as far as like marketing and advertising and make sure we're hitting the streets with our music. That's another thing too as well, is not only online on the internet, of course that's important, but also be personable with people, talk to people on the streets, make a friend. So Prejean's always been out in the field with me, getting it like that too as well. And then shout out to my girlfriend Jamela Denise too as well.
Now, is there anything else you would like to promote or share?
I actually have some new songs coming out this month too as well. I'm going to be shooting a video for my song called Dope. I have another song that I'm going to be featured on called Roll Up. That's coming out with Jamela Denise. And I got another song called Ocean that I'm featured on with Prejean coming out this month. So this month of May is going to be super big. Just make sure you keep it locked on my Instagram, Brash the Brilliant. You'll be able to see all that stuff, and subscribe and follow on Spotify so you'll be updated every time a new song drops. Make sure you guys check out Sapiosexual, 170,000 streams right now, and going around the world in radio stations. We'll be touring again very soon too as well. So keep it locked with Brash the Brilliant, Prejean, Jamela Denise. Make sure you guys follow, subscribe us, and stay winning.
All right, I'd like to give a very big thank you to my special guest today. As always, write your comments below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. And for all of your promotion, marketing, as well as music career consulting needs, email ennisproductions@gmail.com.